episode, another stop right here in Brooklyn. Your girl Ambi G, my guy, Bakeman Glow.
Yeah, what's good?
Bakeman Glow. What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling, man. Right at home.
At home, right? We in Tom D's. Tell me the significance of being in Tom D's.
Well, Tom D's is, man, it's a landmark in Brooklyn,
Okay.
man. It's got a dope history to it, man. Everybody and anybody shops here, and I feel like, you know, it's me coming into the industry and doing a lot of things. Like, I'm comfortable here. These my people.
They almost got my money when I came in just now. I ain't gonna hold you. Why the name Bakeman Global? Why Bakeman Global?
I mean, you know, don't nobody know you till you vocal. I used to be local, now I'm Bakeman Global. So I was, you know, I used to be Chase Baker, you know. But it's a couple other people that are very big as well in that industry or in existence that's named Chase Baker. I got the name Chase originally because in basketball you score a lot of points, it's money in the bank, and they called me that. That was my street ball and my basketball name, Chase Baker, time to make the bread, so it extended to Bakeman Global. You know what I mean? So I wanted, like I said before, pride myself on being that artist. You can drop me off anywhere in the world and I'm gonna have something that'll rock here. So that's the global.
Okay.
Everybody is international or stuff like that. There's a lot of names international. I wanted to stamp that global because I've had success in other parts of the world, and now it's gonna just get bigger.
Yes. Yeah. I like how he talk his ish, and then Ambi, next question. What's up? What's up? What else you got coming for me? All right. Growing up in Brooklyn as a kid, tell me what that was like. What was childhood like?
Well, I grew up in Lafayette Gardens, you know what I mean? So Project LG, and you know, I was into a couple things that I shouldn't have been into. Took a few wrong turns, but basketball saved my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
so what age did you pick up the rock and, you know, but I mean, cause I'm a little nice with ball too, but I don't know if I'm as nice as you. But tell me about when did you really start balling?
Well, I was playing since I was maybe 12 years old, but I didn't really get good at it until I was maybe 19. So I just took it seriously. I practiced all the time, and you know, I was able to do a lot of things with basketball in my life. I was locked up before, you know, I was on the island before when I was a juvenile. So I told myself if I got another shot at life, I was going to take advantage of it. So long story short, I started playing basketball, went away to school, I graduated college, and I played professionally 8 seasons in Australia.
What school you went to?
I went to Long Island University in the Hamptons, and then I went to Lombard Prep in North Carolina.
Hey, I went to A&T.
You did?
Yeah.
So you ever seen the movie Rebound with the GOAT?
I did.
That's where it was located, in Lombard. So I went there, and then after that.
From Lombard too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Then I went to, after Lombard, I went to college in Long Island, and then after college, I had eight countries I could have played in. I almost made it to the Utah Jazz, but you know, out of 3,000 players, they only picked one, and I still had 8 countries I could have played in, but I chose Australia.
Why Australia?
For 2 reasons. Because when I was a sophomore in college, I visited Australia, and they wanted me to stay then. I was good enough to stay then as a professional, but I wanted to graduate and get my degree. And then most of the countries I could have went to were Spanish-speaking countries, and the contracts wasn't guaranteed. So Australia pretty much explained to me that if I got hurt or I got homesick or if I wasn't playing well, for my first season I would get all the money that I was supposed to get. And that was huge for me because if you know the circuit overseas, if you're not playing well enough or they feel like they want to change, they send you home. So I felt like I needed that foundation and that stability when I was playing my first season out of the country. So that's what was the deciding factor.
What happened when you started to transform and like really figure out like I'm done with ball, I want to pick up the pen, I want to do music now?
Well, I played 8 seasons, so maybe like around my 6th season, I had a double header in a town called Melbourne, and a friend of mine, his name is Kid Mac. He's from Harlem, but his dad was naturalized, so he was living out there, and I seen him do a show. And he killed it. And once I saw my friend do it, I was inspired to pick up and start doing music. At first, it started as a hobby because you know when you're a professional athlete, it's a lot of commitment to that. So at first, it was a hobby, and then I got really good at it. And I took it seriously. I came home in 2011, and I just was off to the races. So I always said to myself, what was I gonna do after basketball? Because you know, when you start getting down, 8 seasons is a lot of time, especially when it's only 2 Americans to a team. So I was saying, you know, I got a degree. Am I gonna come back home and work a 9 to 5, or I'm gonna do something that I love to do? I was fortunate enough to, you know, have an extensive vocabulary where I was able to become a rapper, like a good rapper, really quick.
Right.
Because with respect to the craft, it takes a long time to you know, perfect it. And a lot of guys that are one-hit wonders that get the success and the fame really quick, they don't know how to last. It's a lot of obstacles in the game. So I was able to, you know, be criticized. I did a lot of shows and open mics in 2011. I was in the open mic or showcase every day of the week for a year. When EO Dub had there was a blizzard, EO Dub was still open. End of the week, shout out to my people at end of the week. So with that type of dedication like I had when I was playing basketball, I was able to get better fast. You know, I lost a lot of showcases, I won a lot of showcases, and you know, just staying humble and taking criticism and really perfecting the craft. Like, you know, playing basketball, you gotta practice all the time.
Absolutely.
And when you're an import, it's 2 Americans to a team, so I have to add something to my game every year because they trying to stop me.
Right.
I played in Indonesia, and you know, I just saw, you know, so many places like through basketball, and now it's getting ready to be that same situation through music.
What is the importance of music, or what would you say was the importance of music then that you really understood that this could take you somewhere different than basketball took you?
Well, when I saw my friend perform, I had been to concerts and I've seen like Jay-Z before, you know. When I was real little, I seen Biggie perform, and I wasn't motivated to do it, or I didn't think I could do it until I saw one of my friends do it.
Right.
So I just said to myself, like, while I was a professional athlete, I said, this is something that I think is cool, and I've never had the experience of being around the bigger artists to understand if I was able to really do it. So that experience was really important to me because it gave me the motivation to go ahead with it. You know, I just kept saying, listen, I kept saying, what am I gonna do after basketball? You know what I mean? Like, I made a lot of money, I took care of my family, I liked the game, but I didn't love it anymore. So I said, you know, what am I gonna do? I was far away. Australia is probably 22 hours where I was playing, 22 hours on the plane. Like, it's summertime there now. When it get cold here, it's summertime. It's on the other side of the world. So it was like I was away from my family. You know, I was doing my thing. I was really popular for basketball, and you know, I had a lot of things going on, but it was a lot missing. So after doing that for so many years, like I tell you a story, I played in Indonesia, and we was getting like $50 US to eat every day. And every one of our dollars is like 200 of theirs or something like that. So I can't eat $50 a day. So in Indonesia, it's the job of the youngest kid in the family to be the breadwinner. In America, I've never seen a whole family from the baby, kids, brother, sister to the parents homeless. That's how it is out there. You know, they sympathize more with the children. So I try to tell the kids, like, imagine being 9 years old and your family eating depends on you. You don't have the time to be a kid. You're the adult. So I probably had like maybe $41 a US, but translated into their money, I had all that. I just gave it to him. And his family was holding them up and celebrating them. He had no shoes on. And when we was in McDonald's, the poverty levels are so high that you can't even take your own tray. You can't even eat your food and take your own tray to the garbage because that's somebody's job. And if he don't take that tray, he doesn't get paid. His family doesn't eat. So just going into the schools, chopping it with the kids and letting them understand that, like, I know it's rough for you, but it's still things like that going on in other places in the world. So I just use those experiences for basketball, and then, you know, now I'm getting ready to go back for music on an entertainment visa, and I'll be doing shows in Australia. And it's just, you know, just see where I started and where I came from and the things I've seen, you know. So music is like, you know, the key to everything, the connection to everything. People use music to sell their products. Every corporation has some form of music behind the product. So with me having a voice and me, you know, talking to the kids and making songs or having bars that relate to things that we go through, I think that my voice is important.
People don't understand how music really like mold us into who we are. I said from a child, some of the first songs that you learn are your ABCs. That's a song. Singing Happy Birthday, that's a song. Like these are songs that everybody, and you can say, oh, you know, I'm not really big on music, but you know your ABC song. You know how to sing Happy Birthday. Like those are songs that you don't consciously think of, but this is the role that music played in people's lives every day. So I want to ask you, like, as a kid, was it one song that you was just absolutely like, yo, I love this song, like that just made you love hip hop or love music as a whole?
It was several songs that I loved, but I loved it from a different perspective.
Okay.
At that time, I was, you know, if it was a song that I loved, it was because I was a fan of it. And it was during a time where I didn't probably have to worry about the issues that I have today or the reasons why I like songs now. But, you know, I resonated with Jay-Z, a lot of stuff that he was saying, and Biggie, a lot of things that they were saying, and I was seeing, I was living it. You know, so songs like that always stuck with me. Nas, you know, Illmatic, that album is a lot of things that, you know, he's spitting that I can remember seeing or doing. So, I can't pinpoint it down to one song, but I know that the reasons why I love music now are different from that time when I was, you know, just a fan and I wasn't doing it.
And I like what you just said, that, you know, the reasons were different, and, you know, sometimes you didn't think of it in that way, but in today's generation, like, hip-hop is on a whole different level. Music is on a whole different level. And the message is not always the same with what they're portraying to the audience. But do you think that that's still important this day? Or do you think, like, you know, music is different now? Like, people want to dance, they want to, you know, and people always been dancing. I don't want to say people want to dance now, but it's just a different feel to music now. So do you think that music has lost its touch in some form, or do you think that it's a balance of both?
I think that the popularity of the listener, like the majority of the listeners, is a young man's game right now. And most of the kids that listen to the style of music that they do, they're at a stage where they don't have to worry about certain things that we do. But however, now that I'm an artist, even though I respect the wave and I respect the artistry, I'm a critic. Like, I like to listen to things that have movement to it, things that might, you know, promote change and stuff like that. Even though all kinds of music that we make is an extension of us. Like, I got party records, I got street records, I got pain music, and you have to have some type of message. You know, you could put me in a school, you could put me in a church, you could put me in anywhere, and I'll have something for it. Yeah, so without being hypocritical, sometimes when they tell you they want to attack your biggest fan, your core fans, and maybe you might have more people that like your drill music than your message music. So it's like, you know, to get maximum return off investment or to make the most money you can, they go with what you're more popular for. But as a well-rounded artist, I want to be versatile in a lot of lanes where it's not hypocritical. Like, if I make a song with a message, they won't feel like it don't fit me. You know, they feel like it fits me, even if they hear a record that I got from the streets or a record that's, you know, about something else. So it's just that versatility, man, and just being able to cater towards, you know, some artists, they don't get hit up to do community events.
They don't. You're right about that.
They can't because you don't have nothing for it. You don't, you know. So I like, you know, I'm very prideful in the fact that I can get those calls and those opportunities.
What does being an artist from Brooklyn mean to be?
It's very important, and it's also it's a dope tag to have. I feel like it's a good spot to be in when you care about it. For example, when I was playing basketball and I was in Australia, they wanted to know what New York was like. They only see it on the TV. Because I'm from Brooklyn, the heart of it. Like, I was able to tell them stories about things that they would never go through. They just read about it or hear about it on TV. Now, with us having some of the most legendary artists that touch the game, if you're motivated enough, that's a great spot to be in. It's motivating to want to be in that class. You wanna be on that list. So as an artist, I'm not shying away from the fact that these guys were great and they did their thing back in the days, or as close as recently. I'm just motivated enough to be in that class. Like that's what I'm shooting for. Like I'm not in it to.
And he nice with the rock, so if he's shooting for it,
I don't miss.
What is it, 9 out of 9, or you gonna make it?
That's it. I'm clutch.
You heard him.
If different parts of the game, but when it come down to that end part and it come down to that money time,
shooting for it. So
man, I'm
it's
clutch.
Over.
You know what I mean?
Over.
So I want to be in that class. I want to be for my generation, and now people remember me for things that I've said and the impact that I've had on music. I've done it in basketball.
Yes.
Coming from the streets, it's not often that people that live the life that I live get a shot to play professionally overseas.
Right.
So I've done that at a high level, and now I'm taking it there with
conquering something else. So I see the jacket.
Yeah, Be About Money ENT.
Tell me about Be About Money.
Be About Money ENT is me. It's a situation that I got. Me and my manager, we started it. I actually started it overseas, but we made it official. It's an LLC.
Okay.
So it's going fast. It's a music. I just put this in place, in case the labels never came for me. I had something that I could fall back on. So that's my own situation. Like I said, it's all facets of entertainment. And I'm the only artist that's involved with it right now, because a lot of times people don't believe nothing until they see it. So once I bubble it up, everything started from this level right here. Yeah, so that's just my thing. Me and Mr. Terrence, shout out to Mr. Terrence, Be About Money ENT. He was with me. He was a childhood friend and mentor. Like, he taught me a lot when I was little, before I even got into music. And when I came home, got him fresh off the plane, he was the first one that I linked up with, and we've been on the journey ever since.
Yeah. And he started with people that he's been with. We growing together. We all growing.
Yeah, it's very important to know your personnel.
That's what it's about. Big homie.
Big homie.
Big homie.
Yeah.
The concept of the song, the video in front of the Biggie mural. Like, talk to me about all of that. Like, the idea of the song. Why Big Homie? All of that.
Well, when I'm writing, I like to write from different perspectives, and I like to, look at what's going on and figure out how I'm gonna do it different. When I wrote Big Homie, I just took every bar is a Biggie song title. So I just took the song titles and made it into 2 verses and tell a story. So it's a lot of symbolism in that. I got one for Pac, I got one for Pun, and I got one for Nas.
I need to hear that.
Yeah, that's
it's cooking up. That's what's cooking up. That's what the shot.
Nah, but you know what the thing that's holding it back is that if you listen to the Big Homie beat, it's the Who Shot Your sample, but it's an original beat built around it.
Okay.
So when I do them other joints, it got to be in that same manner. Okay. I don't want to just because a lot of times if you pay attention to music, I don't like to take the instrumental from something classic because you can't mix it and master it. You don't have it tracked out. So I need that type of feel, So I'm not gonna rush it, but I have it though. Yeah, so that was just a little tribute to who I feel like is one of the greatest. The picture that he paint, and being from Brooklyn, it's like I wanted to do something that was like symbolic. So when I go places, even if I'm in the Bronx or wherever I'm at, they respect that record.
Now, talking collaborations, I know you've done songs for different TV shows and so on and so forth. What was that time like making those songs for all these different networks, HBO, that, like, how did that even come about?
Yeah, well, shout out to my man Jamakes Music in Australia and the good folks at Stream AV. My man Clyde Splash, he was involved with a movie called Angry Boys. And I was fortunate enough to get 4 songs on that as an independent, and it was huge because that movie went to maybe out 8 countries. So I was able to land that placement, and now as of recently I have a song in a movie on Netflix called Call Me King, and it's been doing really well.
Super
so when that song come on, it's like you hear me, so those are things that are always going to be huge to me, because sometimes people don't get placements like that until you know, you get really mainstream.
So that's Snake Man. I think him on
So
he been doing this. He been doing this.
So now when I pop, you know, very soon, it's gonna be a lot of things that line up and connect me to stuff that I've done before. Huge accomplishments that people will probably respect more when they see me in that light.
Right. So tell me, all right, moving on, another stop. Transition. Okay. So you talked about performing at a lot of different venues and events and so on and so forth. What do you remember about your first performance ever?
My first performance ever, I opened for Exhibit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that was maybe like 4,000 or 5,000. And me and my whole music situation at the time, it was called TMV, Too Much Variety. So it was my man Kid Mac, Tessa Cadillac, a few artists that was with us. So we all did a little part and opened for Exhibit, and the response was amazing. Like, you know, I opened for Boyz II Men too in Australia. I opened for everybody in Wu-Tang, and those kind of crowds. Even now, looking at where I'm at now, back then, I felt like I could tell myself now that I wasn't ready back then. That's something that you, like now, if I got that, you know, having the music structured to that kind of audience, like I was opening for R&B acts, Tank, or like being a rapper like this. So those opportunities were amazing, but now I'm able to structure it more and cater myself towards the people that I'm in that lane. So yeah, that was my first show. I've done, you know, maybe a couple local shows, but in the beginning, when you're going through the artist development, we was blessed to have that opportunity to open for Exhibit.
Hey, shout out to Exhibit. Word. All right, so music. I know you gave me a little brief preview of what we can expect, but what do you have coming up? Any collaborations, any artists that you're looking to work with? What do you have coming up, like cooking up with the label, anything?
See, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm gonna say it.
Come on, give me an Ambi Trackz exclusive.
I'm gonna give you an Ambi Trackz exclusive.
Okay,
I'm not supposed to say this.
Okay.
So right now on all digital platforms, you can go get my latest EP. It's called Rites of Passage, produced by New York bangers. You know they famous for Young and Make Ooh when they make Casanova Don't Run. So I got Joint on there. And also, right now I'm doing my second EP because I'm getting ready to sign a distribution with Sony Para Music. So I'm gonna be dropping my project April, May, June, which is the second quarter. So I don't know if y'all may not notice, but that's the same label situation, marketing, distribution, and promotion that Bianca Bonnie is in from Love and Hip Hop. She's first quarter, so make sure y'all go support that project. I think it's dropping January 5th everywhere, you know. So that's huge accomplishment for me as an independent to have a distribution, marketing, and promotion situation that big. So, you know, been through meetings, they've been watching me for a while, and I'm able to.
As they should.
Yeah, I'm able to step in and be the face of the rap, and I got a huge opportunity. Most of the politics, if you understand it, it's really important as an independent artist that's not really known globally yet, to not come out in a situation where you own a tab or you own money. People be wrapped up in it, taking the advance, and you know, not understanding that those 360s and those advances, you got to pay that back before you see any money. I'm in a dope situation. I'm not signed to Sony. I'm distributed by Para Music, which is distributed by Sony, and once I finalize that, like I wasn't even going to tell you that, but you're going to get this. You get the exclusive. You know what I mean? You get the exclusive, but it's just a lot of hard work paying off, and I'm about to get an amazing boost. You know, so they're going to shoot it out there and get it to. Yeah.
All right, I'm bugging. Next stop, we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
It's called Fave 5.
Fave 5?
Fave 5.
Fave 5.
Okay? So I'm going to ask you 5 questions of your favorite different things.
Okay.
And you have to tell me what these favorite things are.
Got you.
All right?
Let's do it.
First one, favorite movie.
Favorite movie. Damn, I can't even break it down in genres. All right, what's love got to do with it?
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
I'm one of them. I like the Frankie Lamas, and I'm into that kind of. It's a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Above the rim, rebound, but if I gotta pick one, I'm gonna go with what's love got to do with it.
Okay.
If it's on right now, I could probably say everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah,
everywhere. You don't even gotta be looking at the TV. Everywhere.
Look for the TV.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite dance.
Favorite dance. For me?
For you.
Lean back, because it's the less, you know, it's gangsters can feel good about doing the lean back. I ain't doing no stinky leg, you know, when chicken do the super.
Favorite verse of yours?
Favorite verse of mine? So many.
Favorite verse of
I gotta spit it? Or just
you could. You could. That'll make it even better. That'll make it even better.
My favorite verse. All right, a little bit of reality. All right. I be talking to the mothers and all the beautiful queens, all the women influenced by all these magazines. And the beauty is the only thing you need, and it's important that you love the person under all that Bakeman. Forget about the body enhancement for advances. Everything fake these days, I can't stand it. No matter how you take it, I know I'm here to be helpful. You don't love you, but you expect somebody else to. In any situation in life, I'll be the first to let you know if they don't accept you, they don't deserve you. Your dream in exchange for your body, that's what a perv do. Allowing it to happen to come up is what a bird do. You say you confident and strong, yeah, I heard you. But actions speak a whole lot louder than any words do. And it's never too late, like breaking curfew, to study for this test called life, just like the nerds do.
You see my melanin shirt, right? He just made me feel good about wearing my shirt today. You see my melanin shirt, right? You made me feel good about wearing my melanin shirt. Yeah? Shout out to Chosen on this one. I feel good about wearing my melanin shirt today.
We gotta uplift our women.
Good. Favorite quote?
Favorite quote? Let's see. Favorite quote?
Motivational quote you just say all the time. Favorite
quote I just say all the time. It's things that, like, you know, treat people how you want to be treated, and if it is to be, it's up to me. Like, just, you know, symbols like that I think people are in control of their own destiny. So that's what I would go with. If it is to be, it's up to me.
Favorite meal?
Favorite meal?
Favorite meal.
It has to have something that includes deviled eggs, that's my favorite.
Okay.
Collard greens.
Okay.
Macaroni and cheese.
Potato
salad.
He giving me the whole day.
I ain't even get to the meats yet. Pause. I ain't even get to that yet. You know, the turkeys, the baked chickens and all that. And my mom's stuffing. That's what I gotta have. My mother's stuffing. So that's, you know. Yeah.
All right, last one.
All right.
It's the fifth one. Favorite feature?
Favorite feature? To date, or what I would like to do?
To date.
My favorite feature to date. Okay, I did a lot of stuff with rappers, but I would have to say on my mixtape that I just dropped before this EP, it's called The Craftmatic, the stuff y'all slept on. It's hosted by DJ Jeeves. I got a song on there, remix, that me and my friend Kenny Dark, shout out to Kenny Dark, amazing R&B singer. We remixed Nas and Lauryn Hill, If I Rule.
Okay.
So me and Kenny collabing on that, you know, and us getting a dope response from that. So you can go look at that on Audio Mac. You can listen to that on Audio Mac.
I like that, and that's phase 5.
Yeah.
Phase 5 right there.
How'd I do?
You did good. Now we talking ball now. So we talking Final Four. This is what this is called. Final Four.
Final Four?
Next stop, Final Four.
Alright.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright. So you gotta name me 4 artists. It could be musical legends, it could be artists now.
Yeah.
4 artists that you would love to work with. Of all time.
4 artists of all time that I would love to work with. Of all time.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Nas. And just by default, I'm gonna just keep it at Jay and Nas, but I'm gonna go into the R&B section. I would like to work. Well, they gotta be alive?
No. All time. Any artist.
Of all time.
You got magical powers right now.
I got magical powers.
Anybody you want to work with.
Jay-Z, Nas. That's hard. My R&B stash is so...
Love it. Love it when they got a thing.
Jay-Z, Nas. I'm gonna pick a man and a woman too. Michael Jackson, MJ.
Okay.
MJ.
Okay.
To do a joint and me fit with MJ, like I gotta get my pen and fit with MJ. And now for the women, it would be so hard. Come on. Tina Turner.
Oh! Ooh.
Team turn on the hook, or I'm on the.
Yes.
And that's the part. That's about when I grow a little bit and I'm able to be that artist that can jump in any lane and also adapt with any artist. I would love to, experience what that would be like. But then you got the, the Jennifer Hudson. You got the, I love Jennifer Hudson. I love Jill Scott.
Yeah, that's the jam, my girl.
Anthony Hamilton. People like that.
Soulful, so soulful, and just. Yeah. 4 pet peeves of yours.
4 pet peeves. Okay. Gossiping.
Okay.
1. I don't like that. Spoiledness.
Okay.
People that take things for granted. When I see people, like I've seen like kids or people on the street that don't, they don't hold the door, or they talk disrespectfully to adults and stuff like that. Can't stand that. And kids and grown people, men or whatever, walk around with their pants hanging down.
Come on. Last one, 4th question. And this is gonna be a good one because you Bakeman global. So I know you like to go around the world.
All right.
Name me 4 places. 4 places you would love to travel to anywhere in the world.
It has to be places that I haven't been to.
Any place, any. It could be somewhere you've been that you want to go.
First, I can't wait. I can't wait to go back to Melbourne. I can't wait to go back to Australia. That's just a lovely place. I always wanted to see Greece. I want to go to Greece. I've been almost everywhere. I want to go to Canada. I want to go to Toronto, and I got some shows lined up for that.
Oh,
and
so he got a stake because he going there, so he already know.
Yeah. I always want to see T-Dot. And the 4th one, I would say I would love to go to Spain. I want to go to Spain and experience that. And if I could have an honorable mention, like basically anywhere in Europe. Like the hip hop is big here. So, yeah, I want to experience that.
Those are 4. They made the final 4.
They made the final 4.
Everybody
can't make it.
Everybody can make it, baby.
If she had final 100, I'd probably, get y'all in there. But
all right, next stop. Greatness. Because I like to define everybody as great. What does being great mean to you?
Being great to me means you performing at the maximum potential that you have without compromising yourself. Like, being able to be great, it may not be $1 million.
Right.
But it could be something that has momentum to it and is motivating to somebody else, and you can spark change, from the smallest thing. So that's what being great to me. Like my grandmother, may she rest in peace, my grandmother was great to me because that's the reason why when I went overseas as a sophomore, I didn't stay and become a professional then because I felt it was important to graduate college because that's what she always pushed me to do. She always said, make sure you get your degree. And then before she passed away, she got her degree. She got an associate's degree, but she went to school. And she did. So that, my grandma was yeah.
Now, I gotta ask you this. If there's one thing that you could tell the world about Bakeman Global, what would that one thing be?
My strong point is my humbleness. I'm never gonna change that. I'm never gonna feel like I'm better than anybody, and I'm always gonna be appreciative. I'm always appreciative for the smallest things, that's a quality that you may not know about me just looking at me, or if you don't have the opportunity to sit down with me. But that's very important to me that I keep that. I just make sure that I'm the same in every situation. And I've accomplished a lot of things that a lot of people won't get to, but I've always remained humble and appreciative. Like I'm so grateful for those opportunities and the people that I've met.
Love it. I love it. All right. So before we get up out of here, because I know you got some shopping to do, because we in Tom D's, so you can't send Tom D's without shopping. I know you got some shopping.
I'm an Air Force One.
You know, look, I was over there
They
like,
always look out for me. Now you gotta shop too.
I mean, I'm trying to
This
save.
is the place. Like I be shutting everybody down. Like they be
listen,
trying to
I'm trying to save.
all these stores. I'm not gonna name a lot of you stores, but
They ain't ready, right?
Nah, I come here for everything. Man.
All right.
And y'all ain't even seen. If I give you the money that I'm about to get, I'm telling you, y'all.
They ain't ready. They ain't ready.
Yeah.
That's why I ain't messing with you, because I gotta save. So I'm trying to be like you. So I gotta save up so then we can go shopping together. All right. Last stop.
All right, last stop.
Futuristic. I know you told me a couple of things cooking up. Couple of things cooking up, but I know you said second quarter next year.
Yeah, speak confidently speaking. Yeah, second quarter next year.
Anything like immediate coming out that we can look forward to now? Any shows coming up? Anything that you want the people to come out and support you with? Anything. Let me know what's going on.
Shout out to my peoples at Validated Magazine, real big in the DMV. You know, I'm on the first cover of that issue.
Ooh, come on.
Yeah,
Come on. You can't be throwing that in at the end. You gotta tell me that early.
Yeah, my people's Validated Magazine. I was fortunate enough for them to see the grind and recognize that I'm on my first cover. You know what I mean? Like, this year.
One of many.
Yeah, this year I've been in 9 magazines, but that's the first cover. So shout out to my peoples at Validated Magazine, you know what I mean? Shout out to my peoples at the other side of Brooklyn. That's the web series I'm in. You know what I mean? Boy Cheddar's still cooking. So web series, the magazines, the shows, everything just trying to, you know, build it.
Everything.
Shout out to my peoples, Guardsville. You know, they sponsor me. Those are my brothers from college, clothing line that you'll see a lot of on my page, Guardsville, NYC. My man Sean D, Touching Money Daily, my manager, Mr. Terrence. You know, everybody that support Bakeman, you know what I mean? It's a lot of things coming up. You know, I got a bunch of things coming up, but if you pay attention to the Instagram, at Bakeman Global, at Bakeman Global, you're going to see or update of everything. It's going to let you know what's happening. I gave you one, but I can't give you everything else.
Can't give us everything, right?
I can tell you, but I can't. It's like...
But you could come back on Ambi Trackz.
I want to speak it into existence, but I'm waiting for it to be final.
But we could do this again, though.
Absolutely.
Of course. We definitely going to do this again.
Yeah, we're going to chop it again. There's so much stuff happening. If you want to know everything up to date, besides the Instagram, you can go to www.bakemanglobal.com. That's the website or something like that.
You heard him. You heard him. Right here on Ambi Trackz. Another exclusive. Oh my God. Bakeman Global. Another one. Another stop down. Your favorite artist.
What's good? It's your boy, Don't Nobody Know You Till You Vocal. I used to be local, now I'm Bakeman Global. And I'm up here rocking with my girl Ambi G on Ambi Trackz. Next stop.
Running through the city with the squad, sinning so much they think I'm not loving God. Cooking, gotta pay for that overlooking. They mad cause it probably cost them double just to book them. I'm probably with your wifey on the sand. Conversation like the skirt, both mini like the van. The cheeks and the seats and the V both tan. And the only thing softer than the butter is a man. Get out of line, you know we gotta defeat you.